What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. You already know who it is. SportsGodTv, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure that notification bell is turned on. And obviously, today is a special edition. I got my boy, special guest, Josh Cribbs, three-time NFL Pro Bowler, all-decade return specialist, nominated 4 years in a row for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Preach it. Say you
Yes,
preaching.
sir.
I appreciate
Yes,
that
sir.
introduction. I appreciate it. I love
Absolutely.
it. Say, I heard you, speaking sports, Sports God TV, everything sports, and I just wanted to be a part of it. So I appreciate you preaching to the folks out there. Let's get it popping, man. What you got for us today, baby?
Yes, sir. So basically, I got a recap of week number 2. I normally run down the whole list of games, but we're changing the format this upcoming week and moving forward. So I'm going to speak about the most relevant games of week number 2.
What you got?
So,
what you got?
I have 3 contests, man, that's why we call it the NFL. Some fantastic games with some fantastic endings, man. Starting off with the Cardinals and the Oakland Raiders. Or, excuse me,
that was a good one.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. The Las Vegas. And I played for them, right?
Absolutely.
I was out there for a little bit, even though I was hurt, and I hated it. And they wasn't in Vegas. If they was in Vegas, I'd probably still be out there.
You still be playing.
I was like, hey, we in Vegas, baby. But yeah, that was a good game, man. Talk about it, man. What you take from it? What's your take from it?
Well, I mean, first of all, the Cardinals was down 20-0, in the third, late in the third.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and the only reason I know this is because I got Kyler Murray on my fantasy. And so I'm watching the games, and Tay, you know this, man. Even though I had an opportunity and I played in the NFL, I didn't watch NFL football. You know that in high school. And we going to eventually tell everybody, our story, because me and Tay go back, way back, man.
Way back.
The Woodridge Warriors, baby.
The
Pop Warner football. But, so I never watched NFL football, Tay. And I just didn't, man. I was Q, everybody, all our friends, they used to make fun of me because I didn't watch the football. You know what I'm saying? I ended up making it. They like, how this dude make it? And he ain't even watched football growing up, Yeah. But Kyler Murray, man, he just a dynamic quarterback. So you expect certain things, you know what I'm saying, from him. So I was only looking at the game because he on my fantasy
team, right?
And I'm following, and I have I was thinking about Renfro at first to get him. So I'm kind of, because he like a sleeper, but he ain't been doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't watch the game. I saw the ending scores. Like, what happened? How did they come back in the game? Like, how did they blow that lead?
I mean, the Cardinals, man, was just on another level. I mean, 16 unanswered points in the fourth. Kyler Murray, they had to run for the 2-point conversion, man. Kyler Murray threaded the needle.
I saw that highlight. That was
threaded the
nice.
needle.
Yeah, and that looked like so look, Tate, and I'm gonna hit you with this. Like, Kyler Murray looked like if you was playing quarterback. Now, I don't know if you told your audience like that, your football background.
I have
and how you used to be catching them 34 counters. I feel like at each level, that was your favorite play.
That was
because we ran that in Woodridge. We ran that in Pop Warner, the counter. And then when we got in high school, we was running the counter too.
Yes, sir.
But if you was a quarterback, I think Kyler Murray would fit you because how he, his running style. He run around and he got these little, and he just throw the ball out of nowhere. And people still, how he was able to get that 2-point conversion because they still thinking he about to throw the ball. So they feeling like, dang, who do I cover? Do I cover him or I cover my guy? They got to cover their guy because if they leave their guy, he's just going to throw it to him.
Exactly.
So that's why dynamic quarterbacks like that are so, great in the NFL because you got to cover your guy. Can't cover the quarterback all the time. So again, that's why he's my fantasy guy. I like that.
Man.
That's crazy how they came back like that. Because do you think the Raiders though are undervalued? Like, I don't know, because once they got Devontae Adams,
yeah,
you thinking they about to be, they got Devontae to add a big piece that they need to go with Waller. Because last year, tell you the truth, every time I turned on the game, they were throwing it to Waller. That's why his fantasy value was so huge, because everybody keeps. Yeah,
I had him on my team as well.
Yeah, so because Carr keep feeding him rock, rightfully so. But now with the addition of Devontae Adams, I'm calling him Vontae, like I know him around the way or something. Vontae, yeah. Like, so I'm thinking they're gonna be a powerhouse. But honestly, I think it's Carr. Like, even though he's had success, I don't think he the quarterback
that's
gonna take. Yeah, I think it's him. And maybe that's something for your viewers to comment on, but I think the thing that's holding up Carr, and he's not a bad quarterback. I just think he's just not
top tier. He's not top tier quarterback.
He's not a top tier quarterback. Exactly. So once they got that lead, a top tier quarterback will keep you on top.
Yep.
And and if it's okay, can we switch to the Browns? And the daggone who they lose to?
Yes, they played the
Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another nail biter. They was up 13 with 155 left. Hey, 155.
155.
And
home.
The Jets had no timeout.
No timeout.
I'm still mad about it a little bit, so I'm gonna pipe my energy down.
Yeah. We see you getting a little excited over there.
Yeah, I felt like I was playing a little. I felt kind of like I had a bad day, man, because I'm like, man, they supposed to look, and I was commentating right after the game. I had to be on TV, right?
Right.
So I left the game. I was at the game. It was a legend. It was a Legends Day. They were honoring Joe Thomas.
Okay.
And,
shout out to Joe Thomas.
We all know Joe Thomas gonna go to the NFL, the Hall of Fame. He's gonna be inducted. And so it was like a special ceremonial day. And they 13. And look, the kicker missed the field goal though, so they ain't going 14. Ain't nobody saying that.
Yeah, it was 30-17 late in the third quarter.
Yeah. Say, man, if a team is look, the chances when Nick Chubb scored was 99.9%. Say, 99.9% victory, and they lost.
And you know why? Because Joe Flacco jumped in the time machine and took it back to the old days where he threw for over 300 yards.
Who you telling? He looked like old Flacco. Man. Hey, Eric, when you said that, I got goosebumps. I was like, oh, because I remember, like, so vividly, because he was playing with the Ravens. And the Browns played the Ravens twice a year. You exactly right. He jumped in the daggone time machine. Because, look, he ain't look like that week one.
Nah.
Week one, Flacco had rust on him. And he was looking like straight garbage. And somehow, some way, man, I don't even want to talk about it, man, no more. I'm just because it's the only team to ever give up a loss like that ever. In 2001, guess what team it is, say? Guess what team did that before? Gave up a lead like that. The damn Browns.
The Browns did it again.
They did that again. 33 seconds left. So it's like man, I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. You got another game for me, man?
Oh yeah, man. The Dolphins and the Ravens, man. So you got the former league MVP, man. To have a game that he had over 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Who was the former MVP?
Yards rushing.
Oh,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. But you got the up and coming guy, man, with the 2 additional pieces he got, and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Man, Tua looking really sharp, man. Miami has a defense. They looking pretty good.
I think so. What you think about? Okay, we know Lamar. We know Lamar. We could talk about him for days. But what you think about Tua though? Like, because we already know what the team looked like without the weapon, and his major weapon, the addition of Tyreek Hill, was huge for the team.
Absolutely.
So do you think that he's you know, he's finally been able to come into his own as a quarterback because now he actually has a team. So give me a prediction for, real quick, just a shot in the dark, man, prediction for the Dolphins. Because they shocked the Ravens now.
They definitely shocked the Ravens.
And what was the lead? Hold on. What was the lead you said they had?
Well, look, they was down 21 points, man.
The Dolphins?
The Dolphins were down 21 points. And then in the fourth quarter, they put up 28 points. They outscored the Ravens 28-3 in the fourth quarter.
That's coaching.
To steal that win, man. To win 42-38.
So do you think? All right, I asked you what you think their record or what you think Tua going to do with the Dolphins, but do you think that's coaching though? Like to give up a deficit like that? Like,
it's definitely a part of coaching. Definitely. Because you have to have ball control. And I think the Ravens were doing a lot of 3-and-outs at the time. And keep giving that guy the ball with those weapons. And speaking on what you just mentioned as far as Tua and what we think about Tua, I think that now this is, I believe, his second season removed from that hip surgery that he had some time ago.
Yep. They say he was getting injured a lot, and that might have been his issue. Go ahead.
And you already heard Tyreek Hill speak out as far as Tua being more accurate and better than Pat Mahomes. Now, I had to laugh at that.
Who said that? Hold on. Who said
Tyreek
that?
Hill. Tyreek Hill that used to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes and won the Super Bowl with. Threw that man under the bus.
Come on, Tyreek Hill? What are you thinking? And
he did.
Listen, I want people to understand, we're not saying that he can't never be a Mahomes.
Right.
But he's not a Mahomes now. He's definitely not. Maybe Tyreek saw glimpses and was like, oh, that boy good.
Yeah.
But I feel like you got to prove it, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have athletic ability and then you just all of a sudden the best. Because when you say you better than Mahomes, that puts you in the category of one of the best. There ain't too many quarterbacks that's better than Mahomes. Period. Right?
Period. Right. Absolutely.
So, and I wanted to touch on this. Jackson. Like, do you think he was being a little timid because he's throwing more than he is running?
I think
he has a contract that he's not getting. He's playing it this year out, and I think that he's trying to be safe so he's not running like he could. And I think that he could go to them like, look, I could have just ran for the first. So them 3-and-outs, remember you said they was going 3-and-out a lot?
3-and-out, yes, sir.
He could have tried to convert, but I feel like he's being safe, even though that he got that lead, because he's throwing a lot more than he's running, and he's the best runner on the team. They don't have a run game,
hands down.
So if I'm a defensive coordinator and I see his contract situation, I'm just going to I'm playing pass pro. Who y'all got going to stop us? Not Dobbins, he's not there. Who are the running backs anyway that's there? Do we know their names?
I cannot name a running back.
Exactly. They do not have a run game. So if I'm a D coordinator, I'm going to line up in pass pro and dare Lamar to run when he don't want to because he need another contract. He ain't trying to get hurt. That'll be the game plan. Like, I tell him, I'm like, hey, man, we're going to play you. We backing all. Go ahead and run and get hurt and don't get paid.
He did run for 119 though, and scored.
Oh, he put up 119. Oh, my bad.
So
I know people like
definitely
stupid. He ran for 119.
He ran for 119 now.
So I scratch that. I take that back because I feel like he should get paid anyway. He was like, I think 3 years ago, he was the league MVP.
He was.
He deserved it. He deserved
absolutely.
And everybody thinks, and the problem is with that is because he wanted Deshaun money, and all the leagues was messed up because Deshaun Watson got such a huge deal. Now it doesn't mean everybody got to get that. That's just what it took to get Deshaun Watson to Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Now,
but he set that bar though. He set the bar.
And once you set that bar high, people don't understand. Like, he wouldn't have came to Cleveland for a dime less, a dime less, and that's what it took for the need. Every organization don't need to pay their quarterback $230 million, but the bar has been set, man.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, man. You got any more games, or we gonna hop into fantasy, man?
We can definitely hop into the fantasy. We do got week 3 coming up, but we'll jump into the fantasy aspect of everything. And what you like, man?
At quarterback this week, and I already said my quarterbacks. I'm in 4 leagues.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in 4 leagues. I'm 50%. I'm 0-2 in one league.
0-2. Yes, sir. We in one league.
I hate that. 1-1 in one league and 2-0 in another league. I think about 2-0. So I think that's about right. But the ones that I'm in, the leagues that I'm in that's for money, I'm 2-0 in. So I'm 2-0 and 1-1 in the league that I'm in for money.
Okay.
So that's a bet on that. But my quarterbacks are Kyler Murray and of course Lamar Jackson.
Why Kyler Murray?
Week, Kyler Murray again, and we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the way he playing right now, I feel like I should have Hurts from the Eagles, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the kid, he looking like he's playing right now, so that's my pick, Hurts right now. He's at a high level. I'm saying because I had Kyler Murray because I knew he's going to throw touchdowns, but I knew he's going to run them as well.
Absolutely.
And so he's going to get you a lot of fantasy points. You know what I'm saying? Other than
he's
like Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
A dual threat. But if you can't get a Mahomes or a Josh Allen or Herbert who going to straight throw touchdowns and get high number of touchdowns, then you want that Lamar Jackson, the Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking just from a fantasy standpoint because we try.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the quarterback will win the game for you when the receivers and the running backs ain't playing like they playing. Your quarterback put up 50, 60 points like a Hurts. Like Hurts can and Kyler Murray because they run, and of course Jackson, but Lamar. But I have this week the quarterback that's going to kind of shine bright is Hurts. He on a roll right now, and don't they play? And he in the league.
Plays the Commanders this week.
Yes.
So why you pick Jalen Hurts versus the Commanders for your fantasy quarterback this week? What makes you want to pick Jalen Hurts or feel confident enough to have Hurts? It's a division. It's a division game, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. That's a division game, and unlike your playing out of conference, out of division, like this one matters,
right?
And I think he's in the year right now where the Eagles have to make a decision. So if they don't do well, then they're going to feel like they need to move on from him. So I think he's going to be on all his P's and Q's. They feeling themselves hard. I saw the last game, the highlights. He is scoring and look up like, man, I do this.
Like he's supposed to be here. Yeah, he feels that way.
And so he's on a high right now where he's going to have a good string of games. And looking at their schedule, they in division games now, like even the AFC North. But the Eagles and the Commanders, they trying to win games, man. They have to. I think the Eagles are 2-0.
The Eagles are 2-0, and they are the favorites.
High. I'm sorry to be bandwagon right now, but I love the Commanders. Look, I secretly, and I got the brown shirt on, but I secretly be rooting for them Commanders, though. but sometimes you gotta go to who signed your paycheck, man.
Absolutely. Hey, man, you gotta stay loyal, stay down.
Who you got, man? Anybody you got? Do you got somebody different?
My quarterback is Josh Allen, man.
Yeah.
And I think the reason Josh Allen is my quarterback right now, he's playing. It's only 2 weeks into the season, but he's playing an MVP form already, and that unit is playing like they're going to be the Super Bowl champ this year. Barring injury or anything like that, they just got that train moving in the right direction, pretty much leading to where they was at the end of last season when they lost to KC, a game that they actually should have won.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Josh Allen is lights out right now. To be honest, didn't they play Kansas City first game, or was that Kansas City? Who they played?
No,
first?
they beat the defending Super Bowl champions, the Rams. They manhandled the Rams.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yes,
they looked like the Super Bowl, like they went to the Super Bowl and won it. The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
They
they
looked like
stacked.
they were the team. Like Stephon Diggs and all. They was smart. The defense, they all clicked. They got it together, man. Josh Allen running a good ship over there. I think they looked out like that last year too. Like they just
Yeah,
got upended in the playoffs a little early. I think they were a team who a lot of people picked to go to the Super Bowl and win, just with the team they
absolutely.
had. But the AFC, man, the AFC is tough.
It's loaded.
I
Loaded.
mean, it's
Loaded.
loaded. And
Yes,
now
sir.
everybody see why Cleveland had to go out and get your boy Deshaun Watson.
Now, wow.
Because you can't compete. You can't compete in the AFC if your quarterback ain't top tier. You just can't. The NFC, in my opinion, is a different animal, a different beast all of itself.
Yep.
But if you got the best quarterbacks are right now are in the AFC. Every single one of them, top tier. And Rodgers is not a top tier quarterback any longer. So I know they're in the NFC, but you don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't even rate him as, the top right now. Because Allen would be, 1 or 2. Him and Mahomes, Herbert. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and rate the quarterbacks right now, if you don't mind. Because I'm trying to point out that all of the quarterbacks that we probably going to have on that list, let's just name our top 5. And it don't matter who 1 or 2 if you got 2 for 1 and I got 1 for 2. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So who would be number 1?
Number 1 right now is definitely Pat Mahomes. With Josh Allen, right? If it could be 1A, 1B.
I had Josh Allen and then Mahomes.
Okay.
AFC.
Right.
Who was number 3?
Number 3, in my opinion, now we talking right now, right?
Right now. Don't let me cut you out. Don't say nobody that shouldn't be there. Right now, AFC.
Justin Herbert.
Not the AFC, but whoever. Okay.
Justin Herbert, definitely.
Okay. Herbert.
Yep. I also got. I gotta say
Who's
too.
The Rams? Who?
Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is the Rams quarterback, but I do not put Matt Stafford in that top 5 list at all.
I'm not saying that. You said Tua. Right
now.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. You sound like Tyreek Hill. Hey, you sound like Tyreek. You put. Hold on now. So for everybody, you put Tua at number 3.
Yeah.
And he might be playing like that. He might be. I just can't give him. I can't give him.
Not yet. He ain't done enough.
Yeah.
Right? No,
I mean, if the stats show it right now,
they do.
But okay. I guess I'm thinking more overall.
Overall, yeah.
Because I can't even put. It's a shame because I can't even put Wilson up there no more right
Russ
now.
Ain't playing like
they
Russ
not playing. He lost to Geno.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And I played with Geno when Geno was playing with the Jets, and I was like, nah, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. I mean, he was West Virginia grad, but I was just like, man, I ain't say that then, but I kind of had a feeling like, dang, man, I just got to get this check, man, play my hardest and do me. For real, man. It just got like that because Geno was young when he kind of took over and he had an opportunity to play for the Jets. He was young and he ain't get his feet wet. So I'm like, Tom Brady, and you had bangers out there, and Geno wasn't it, man.
So you being a veteran at that time when Geno took over the helm for that organization, when you saw the practices, when you were in practice, when you heard him in and out the huddle and things like that, what made you say in your mind and in your heart that he's just not the guy for this job?
So why you gotta put me on the spot, man?
We having one of them moments right now. Hold on.
Oh my God! I gotta play that. I gotta play that, and only because it's nothing wrong when he was young, and he was still learning how the offense and the defense, the NFL defenses, and it just wasn't. I've seen better.
Okay.
And that the better that I had seen was still in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So if the better that I seen is still in the league and they ain't on my team, I'm like, man, when we played the better that I saw, I'm like, man, we ain't, and that's exactly what happened. And look, and I was able to do a lot of Wildcat that year.
Absolutely.
Because of it. And you not having a guy do Wildcat. If Josh Allen, they ain't doing Wildcat up there. Mahomes, they not really doing that unless they on the goal line. They ain't doing They ain't counting on the Wildcat. The Jets, we was doing Wildcat a lot. It was in a game plan, like it was a need. And if everybody ain't see like I see, it wouldn't have been no need for the Wildcat. You know, that frequent. I mean, I'm just saying, man. All right, let's move.
Who you got number 4 and 5? Number 4 and 5. Let's do number 4 and 5 top quarterback.
I'm gonna say Brady, because he the GOAT.
Still the GOAT.
And he be putting up numbers, man. He just be putting up numbers, and I know he's not running.
67 years old back there.
Huh?
Still slinging the rock. What is he? 67 years old back there, still slinging the rock.
It feel like it. It feel like. Look, people who played with him is old as I'm like, dang, this how you look outside the league? Like, right. I'm telling you, we age like dogs, man. Like, that's crazy. Man, he almost 50, man. 50 years, crazy, man. He gonna come right out the league and go right into them geriatric commercials, man. Them pension commercials, them commercials that come on late at night and early in the morning, man.
Early in the morning.
I promise you, man. But in actuality, though, he probably come out and immediately become a GM. Like, who wouldn't want him a part of their organization? Just like the Denver Broncos got
John Elway.
Elway and Ball.
And John Lynch.
You know what I'm saying? And John Lynch.
Well, Lynch is over San Fran now,
Yeah, but see, that make me feel like I need to go to general manager status. But I honestly say I'm gonna end up coaching, man. I'm coaching the young boys out there for the Browns, man. I had Demetric Felton here, young returner for the Browns. I had him at the field, off campus, off from the Browns, man. Because he's trying to get a position. He's trying to solidify his spot. They brought in a returner, Jakeem Grant, and he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And because Jakeem Grant got hurt, that was another opportunity for Demetric Felton, who balled out last year, but he a young guy in a crowded room. He's a running back.
Okay.
Who's converting to receiver, but his duty on the team is special teams.
Right.
And
so
that's the only reason and that's the only opportunity, because you got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and they just drafted a running back, and they got Dearness Johnson, so it's no room for Felton. So he turned to me like, Chris, man, I need anything, man. Lifeline. All right.
Who you got at receiver for this week?
Okay. And I'm gonna have to say, because he didn't play last week, and hopefully he won't be injured, but he put up a lot of points last. For me, I have Pittman for the Colts. I didn't think he was going to be out last week, and I had to take him out, but I did read the report. So I try to get gutter with it, man. I'm looking at the Twitter feed of the teams to see how the players doing. That's the trick that people don't know about. You gotta look at the Twitter feed of the beat reporters. Yeah, they be at the practices. They know if they really hurt. So he's not really hurt. They just wanted to keep him healthier so he can last the whole season. So he was banged up a little bit, and they just being careful. And another receiver I throw out there who I really wanted to pick in front of Pittman was Christian Kirk for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's my sleeper. He's my sleeper wide receiver who putting up big points, who ain't nobody really draft. And I got him in every one of my fantasy leagues, and he's starting, putting up 25, 30 points a season. A game.
Absolutely.
Who you got?
So my sleeper, who I got, is that guy that torched up my Commander secondary last week, man, Amon St. Brown.
Oh yeah, Detroit.
He is a sleeper, yes, and I have him in one of my fantasy.
I ain't like him at first.
Yeah, but he's definitely on the scene, man, and he got 3 touchdowns.
I didn't know he was gonna ball like that. I kind of I guess I was trying to stick to the regulars. So I didn't even see him play, so he balling, huh?
He balled out. Right now, he got 17 receptions for 180 and 3 touchdowns so far in this young season.
Hey, he doing it like that?
Yeah, he's doing good, man. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to write him down because if he come available,
Uh-huh. And of course, man, I gotta go with Steph Diggs, man. Josh Allen,
Stephon.
Stephon Diggs. Yes, sir. They got
You
a
know, I was
connection.
scared of him. I was scared to get him. I had a chance to get him or Pittman, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they was in the same category because Stephon Diggs was way earlier available. He was gone way before Pittman was available anyway. But definitely take Stephon over Pittman. But last season, he disappointed a lot of fantasy people last season.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, Stephon Diggs. So now he on fire. And he was the reason I was like, damn, they is serious. Like, he was out there having fun, torching guys, man. Like, especially
Absolutely.
when against the Rams. And he's continually doing it week to week.
Man,
And
20
with Josh
receptions.
Allen,
20
how many
receptions.
receptions?
20 receptions for 270 and 4 touchdowns in 2 games. So
In
he's
2 games?
balling. In 2 games, he's balling. And the reason why I'm gonna see he's in my fantasy league as well. And the reason why I'm gonna start him this week, right? Because I feel like even though it's week 3 of the season, it's a statement game for both teams. 2-0 Dolphins versus 2-0 Bills.
Oh, wow.
Divisional game, and I feel like Allen and them have to, step up.
See, and it's gonna bite you. It's gonna bite you. Yeah, you're gonna have to eat the word because you just said all that great stuff about Tua, and you put him on the top. You know, you got him at number 4 or number 3.
Number three, yeah.
Number
right
3.
now.
Let me write that down so I don't forget. Tay had Tua at number 3. Cause look, a number 3 gotta show up the next week too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so they playing one of the better teams. I think this is what you're gonna see what they made of. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for me if it's their defense that just can't even match with you know what I'm saying, the Bills.
Right.
But this offense,
I
think he got to show them what they made of. They got to answer.
Absolutely.
And maybe they don't answer all the time. I expect the Bills to win though.
I do expect the Bills to win.
Yeah, I expect the Bills to win, but I expect to be a respectable game. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with Tyreek, I'm interested to see the Bills' defensive plan against Tyreek and Tua, and you know what I'm saying, knowing that they got the other Waddle. Yeah, Waddle getting off too. And who they got at running back for the Dolphins? I know they got Chase, right? Chase Edmonds.
They have Mozart too. Mozart from San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking from a fantasy point because
look, yeah. Fantasy wise,
if they get down by a lot at the end of the game, you get a lot of garbage points.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of checkdowns. I mean, you gotta think about all that when you're talking fantasy, man. We can go forever, man, for real. We good on time. I'm sorry I get long winded with football. Who else got next?
We got the upcoming games, man. So some of the most exciting games that's coming up this week that you're excited about and kind of like marquee games, right? Since you're an AFC North guy, you know, making a name for yourself in Cleveland, playing against, man, I used to call you the Pittsburgh Steelers killer, man.
The Steelers killer. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
And come to find out, that's the game of this week coming up.
Yeah.
The Steelers and the Browns, man. What kind of memories you could give the audience, man, about those rival games that you used to have?
It's a statement game. It's a statement game. You know, especially because the Browns, and we talked about this earlier, how the Browns just lost, how they gave up.
Right.
And they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. You all know that. And maybe they didn't pray to Tay. And when I say that, I mean the sport god. They didn't pray to you. They should have been praying to the sport god so they can get – because I think the 2-0 look better going into a game against the Steelers, who is a rival game. And right now the Browns are tied. Look, everyone in the AFC North lost last week. So the Browns are tied for number 2, same record. I mean, they're tied for number 1. And this is a statement game to say, last week was a fluke. We're a good team because the Browns actually played really good up until the end. They did that the week before too. They blew a coverage. I mean, how can you score a touchdown? They scored on the first play. I mean, you can't get you blew a coverage. You know what I'm saying? You don't count on the team to do that week to week. So I really feel like the Browns have the up in this game. I think Steelers are rebuilding. The only thing that'll keep the Steelers in it is their run game. Harrison, I think he's banged up, and the coaching. The coaching.
Mike
Tomlin
is a
has,
beast, man.
he's always had a winning season. He's never had a losing season.
Never.
So when you have a coach that's good, that's that good,
absolutely.
I mean, that's like the only time people talk about Patriots, when they don't talk about the athletes, they say, man, Belichick and the Patriots. They're not saying, a specific player. They talking about Belichick. So I think we need to do the same when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's Tomlin and the Steelers right now because they rebuild it, man. Who are the athletes that they can, nobody has proven themselves yet. They have some star-studded guys that are capable, but nobody's really proven yet, than a select few guys. So, yeah, that's my take on that, man. Browns all the way, and I'm biased. Look at me over here.
I see you,
football.
man.
I'm biased, man. I can't help myself, man.
So what other marquee games are you looking at or are you excited to see that's upcoming? I have a list of games as well, but
the Cardinals. The Cardinals play the Rams.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see that. And again, I'm biased because I have Kyler Murray in fantasy, and I want him to play good. And that's he keeps getting these primetime type games. They play at 425, but he's getting these games where he's on national TV when everybody see it. I think it's time for him to step up because he to me, he doesn't play to his best, other than the stats. So fantasy, you can put up a lot of fantasy points and lose.
Exactly.
I'm gonna still get you as a quarterback, even though you're losing, but you keep scoring a lot of points. But I think it's time for him, on the football side, to lead his team to a victory. And this would be a huge game if they can do it against the Rams, the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Everybody rate themselves off of playing the Super Bowl champion. And
the Rams got a ferocious defense as well, so with Aaron Donald up front. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm into, but again, I feel like they need to flex the game for the Bills, like you mentioned, the Bills and the Dolphins. I think they need to flex that game because I ain't interested in really seeing. I'm gonna look at the schedule and see who play at night. So the Cowboys and the Giants play at night, right? At Monday.
Correct.
But who plays Sunday night? The 49ers and the Broncos.
That could be a game that could be flexed.
But I'm not really interested in. Yeah. I mean, the 49ers and the Broncos, Russ ain't even playing that good right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to put him on but that's a game for him to make a statement, but I think that's irrelevant. The Chargers and the Jaguars, nope, they play at 4. So, yeah, the game that I'm looking at the Cardinals, the Rams, the Eagles, Commanders, you know what I'm saying, the Steelers and Browns. And that's about it, man. And your magical Dolphins, man. 2 of the boys, man.
For sure.
I'm about to make sure I tell everybody what you said. You gonna make me text everybody. Say Tua. Tua
is a
top
5 quarterback right now. Mark it. But
if he play like it, man, I'm gonna eat my words, man. You got it. He gotta prove it though.
So, like some games I'm excited about this week, this upcoming week, who I'm going to roll with. I picked 4 games, so I'm going to go ahead and say the Eagles and Commanders, you mentioned that already. I got the Commanders beating the Eagles. The Eagles flying high on a short week. They just played Monday night.
You forgot who that quarterback is?
And Carson Wentz, who used to play for that team, is back in the NFC East. I think he's going to have a lot of juice.
A grudge match.
A lot of juice. It's definitely going to be a grudge match. He's not playing against his former head coach, but he's playing against his former team and familiar players. So I think Carson Wentz is going to show up big. That offense is dynamic, but that defense got to lock in because Philly, they present a lot of problems, man.
I disagree.
I know you
Just
do.
because Baker, it ain't worked good for Baker Mayfield. His revenge game, even though he balled out.
He
I ain't
did.
even gonna take that away from him. We should have lost that game. Like, he brought his team back, he balled out, and then we kicked a 58-yard field goal to win it at the end.
Right.
I'm not sure if Wentz there yet. I don't know. I used to pick every defense in fantasy that Wentz was playing against because he throws picks. He throwing picks. So, all right, man. So let me mark that. So you got the Eagles. I mean, you got the Eagles losing.
I got the Eagles losing.
I got the Eagles winning. All
I
right,
got the Lions.
We're going to revisit that next week.
We definitely
have
have
the
to.
Eagles. Okay, losing. All right.
Lions versus Vikings. I got the Detroit Lions, man. Listen, week 16 and 17, the Lions, though their record didn't show how they were playing, they were starting to gel towards the end of the season. They won all of their preseason games. Now, a lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis on preseason, but they took that time to build what they are becoming right now. And in the early part, even though they're 1-1, they got a high-powered offense. If they could protect Goff, you got to think Goff was in the Super Bowl a few years ago, so he might not be a top-tier quarterback.
You making a claim. So are you saying, because the Vikings did stink it up the other night?
Stunk it up.
I mean, Cook, I had my son get Cook as a running back, and he like, dang, Dad, man, Cook ain't playing. I'm like, man, I don't know, son. I don't know what to tell him. So, okay. So, do you got the Lions over the Vikings?
I have the Lions going into Minnesota and beating the Vikings. Kirk Cousins and company going down.
Okay, let me put that. I got the Vikings bouncing back.
You got the Vikings bouncing back?
Yeah, I got the Vikings bouncing back. So I'm gonna put a W for the Vikings, and I'm gonna say Tay rolling with the because we got to revisit this, man.
We have to revisit it.
So you got the Eagles. I mean, I got the Eagles. You got the Commanders. I got the Vikings. You got the Lions.
Cowboys versus Giants. 1-1 Cowboys, 2-0 Giants. The Giants haven't been 2-0 in a minute. Well, at least since Eli days. But it's an early divisional game that has some meaning. Monday Night Football, prime time, and the Giants' offense haven't been really good, but their defense is actually pretty good. Saquon's been balling out, but Daniel Jones ain't got it together. So, but I got enough.
Cowboys ain't got Cooper Rush been playing all right though.
Cooper Rush has stepped in for Dak and made the offense move, and their defense is absolutely good as well. But
I'm waiting
I'm gonna take the home team. I'm taking the home team, the G-men.
I think the Giants is gonna win too.
All right.
So we both
agree
riding
on
with
that
the Giants. Okay. We both riding with the Giants.
In my game of the week.
I'm not going against you. Yeah, I ain't going against you on that because Zeke and I think Pollard is a better running back right now than Zeke.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got Pollard on my fantasy team. I'm just waiting for Zeke touches to go down. I don't want the man to get hurt or anything like that.
I don't think it is.
Touches to go down.
He makes too much. It's not going down.
I understand.
And I hate the politics of it because Zeke is not playing bad. Pollard is just getting better and better and better. Even last year, he was still, every time he touched it, it's like, dang. And then Zeke could get it, and it's like, Zeke could get the ball. It's like, but they paying him so much, he got to be the starter. That's crazy, man. What you think? All right, so the Niners and the Broncos. You might as well go down them. Niners and the Broncos. Who you got?
49ers, man. Jimmy Garoppolo is back on the helm. I mean, Trey Lance, he hurt, and, this was his opportunity to shine, but the offense looked really fluent. They didn't lose a beat. They actually upgraded when they didn't get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, man, Jimmy G. So I think Jimmy G and them, man, they go and they take care of business against Russ.
No, I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I got the Broncos. I got Russ pulling it together because I feel like I think this is time for him to start winning. I think it was just a slow start for them. And they got a nice little young group of receivers, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. You know what I'm saying? They got up and coming guys. They still got Melvin Gordon in the running back, but I think the tailback, the starter, Williams. I think that's Devontae. Yeah, I think the Broncos win that. So okay. You got the Niners. All right, Seahawks and the Falcons. Tay, who you got?
The Battle of the Birds, huh? I like Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay,
take care of the Seahawks.
we both on that. All right, Packers and the Bucks.
Where they playing at? Green Bay?
They playing Green Bay. I think they going to Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so you ride with whoever home team?
I'm going to ride with Green Bay on this one because Tampa, though they're undefeated, they are not looking good. It all depends on if what's my man, the receiver?
I'm sorry, they in Tampa.
They are in Tampa.
Yeah.
It's a revenge spot for Green Bay. They lost out there last year. I think Aaron Rodgers showed up big time. You know, even without the receiving core, obviously he's affected with not having.
It sounds like you about to say you going for the Packers.
Yeah, I choose the Packers to take care of the Bucs.
I'm going for the Bucs because they're at home. I believe they're at home, and I didn't like the way the Packers offense was meshing yet. They're more about their run game, and Rodgers ain't really never been about the run game. And he found himself on them shrooms and had that experience. You heard about Rodgers finding himself using a run? Yeah, he found himself, and he had a spiritual enlightenment. You know, on having an experience on the shrooms. Yes, you gotta look it up. And he's open and honest, and so the league has kind of been shying away from him because they feel like he's been tripping. But he's not been caring. He's on the mission of like there's more than life than football. So he's playing like that. I think he's a little out of it a little bit. So I'm gonna ride with the Bucs.
Okay.
So just for kicks, man. Are you riding with the Browns or are you going with the
I'm rolling with the Browns.
Okay.
I gotta roll with the dogs, man. See,
hey,
everybody knows that I'm a Commanders fan, but secretly I always root for the Browns. You had definitely a major part in that. And being in the city of Cleveland and the love being shown in the city of Cleveland and just seeing how that city pulls together no matter what their team record may be at the time. They stick with the guys, and I inherited the Cleveland Browns as my secret team.
I appreciate that, Tay.
Absolutely.
I pray you're preaching, Tay. The Cleveland Browns, yes indeed, over the Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. I appreciate that, Tay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Man, let me see, man. I had so much fun today. We can go at it forever, man. But I know you on the schedule. I know we wanted to stay to our schedule. We don't have to give them no more because I know we got our prominent games. We had a few fantasy quarterbacks that we know going to show up, and then we can let your audience know how we fared next week 3. And we can do it again, and I'm going to stay on as long as you'll have me on, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. I definitely appreciate it for you joining forces with me here on SportsGodTv and Cribs.
Hey, we're going to do it, man.
I look forward for upcoming weeks. And
we can tell them how we met and how all the stories as we go along, and we could but it's football season, man. We gotta give them what they need and give them what they want, baby.
Absolutely.
Yes,
all right, man. So welcome again. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure the notice bell is on, and we're gonna be back at you guys next week. And we're out.